Walk into a world where mystery meets history. A world where kings chased impossible dreams, where scholars filled old libraries with secret knowledge, and where alchemists spent their whole lives searching for one object, an object said to hold incredible power. What if it was real? What if one stone could turn ordinary metal into gold, heal the human body, and give the secret of eternal life? For over 2,000 years, this legend never went away. Old scholars gave it a name: Lapis Philosophorum, the philosopher's stone. Its story spread across the world. It inspired kings. It cost people fortunes. It challenged the greatest minds in history. But was it just a myth? Or was there a hidden truth too amazing to believe? This is the story of the philosopher's stone, where the legend began. Every great mystery has a beginning. To find the truth about the philosopher's stone, we need to go back more than 2,000 years. Long before science, before chemistry, before labs, there was alchemy. To some people, alchemy was just about turning metal into gold. But to the people who practiced it, it meant much more. It was a search for knowledge, a search for perfection, a search to understand nature's hidden rules. The first alchemists believed that everything in the universe was connected. The stars above, the earth below, the human body, and even the smallest bits of matter were all part of one big design. If they could learn those hidden rules, they believed matter could be changed. Lead could become gold. Sickness could become health. Death could turn into everlasting life. At the center of this belief was one legendary object: the philosopher's stone. It was said to be the greatest goal of alchemy, a substance unlike anything else, something that showed nature at its most perfect. For hundreds of years, its secret stayed hidden. Its formula, if it ever existed, was hidden in symbols, secret writings, and strange pictures that only a few people understood. Some people thought it was fake. Others gave their whole lives trying to find it. And as time passed, the legend only grew bigger. The search for the philosopher's stone had begun. But where did this legend start? To find out, we travel to one of the greatest cities of knowledge in the ancient world, Alexandria, where alchemy began. Our journey takes us to Alexandria. Built by Alexander the Great, this city became one of the greatest centers of learning in the ancient world. Scholars, thinkers, mathematicians, and astronomers came from faraway lands, bringing knowledge from many cultures. At the heart of the city stood its greatest treasure, the famous Library of Alexandria. Thousands of scrolls gathered from around the world filled its huge halls. Here, ideas were shared, old traditions were studied, and new discoveries began to grow. It was in this place that alchemy took shape. The early alchemists weren't just chasing gold. They believed the world followed hidden rules, waiting to be discovered. They tested minerals. They studied fire, water, air, and earth. They wrote down every success and every failure. To outsiders, their workshops looked strange. Glass jars glowed over burning flames. Colored smoke rose in the air. Liquids changed color. Metals melted, cooled, and changed shape. To many, it looked like magic. But to the alchemists, it was the start of a science built on watching closely, testing patiently, and staying curious. But of all their goals, one stood above the rest: to create the philosopher's stone. a substance believed to make matter perfect, the ultimate prize that every master wanted, but no one could prove they had. As time went on, one man would leave a lasting mark on this mysterious art. His writings would shape generations of alchemists. His name was Zosimos of Panopolis, and with him, the story of the philosopher's stone entered a new chapter.
Zosimos of Panopolis was the first great alchemist. As time passed, one name rose above the rest: Zosimos of Panopolis. He lived in Roman Egypt around the 3rd and 4th centuries and became one of the first alchemists whose writings still exist today. Unlike others before him, he did more than just experiment. He wrote it all down. His ideas, his observations, his theories became some of the oldest alchemy texts in history. To Zosimos, alchemy was never just about gold. It was about transformation, not just of metal, but of the human soul. He believed nature was full of hidden patterns that connected the physical world to the spiritual world. In his writings, fire meant more than heat, water meant more than liquid. Even metals were believed to grow and change over time. If those natural processes could be understood and guided carefully, then real transformation might be possible. His workshop was filled with furnaces, glass jars, tools for heating, cooling, and cleaning materials. Many of these tools later became the foundation of chemistry. But Zosimos wrote using symbols, dreams, and hidden meanings. To us today, his writings feel like puzzles, but that was on purpose. Alchemists believed powerful knowledge should never fall into the wrong hands. Only people with patience, discipline, and wisdom were meant to understand it. Did Zosimos ever believe he found the philosopher's stone? No one truly knows, but his ideas inspired many after him. His writings crossed cultures, crossed languages, and lived on long after his time. The mystery was no longer stuck in Egypt. It was about to travel farther than anyone expected. Its next stop would shape alchemy for centuries to come. The Golden Age of Alchemy. As the old world changed, alchemy did not disappear. Instead, it traveled across deserts, across seas, across empires. Old manuscripts were copied by hand, translated, and kept safe by scholars for generations. During the Islamic Golden Age, centers of learning grew strong. Libraries expanded, observatories were built, and scholars studied math, medicine, astronomy, and chemistry. Among these thinkers, one name became legendary: Jabir ibn Hayyan. Known as the father of early chemistry, Jabir studied alchemy in a very careful, organized way. He believed that careful observation, exact measurements, and repeated testing were the key to understanding nature. His workshop was different from those before him. Every test was written down, every result was checked, every failure taught him something new. Jabir wrote about methods like distillation, crystallization, evaporation, and purification. These same methods are still used in modern chemistry today. But even with his careful, scientific way of working, his final goal stayed the same: the search for the philosopher's stone. Could matter really be made perfect? Could ordinary metal really turn to gold? Or was the true transformation something deeper than gold? No clear answer was ever found, but Jabir's work proved alchemy was more than legend. It became a real, disciplined search for knowledge, linking old philosophy with real science. His work spread across many lands. His writings were translated into Latin, European scholars studied them for years, and soon the philosopher's stone would capture the imagination of Europe. A new generation of alchemists was about to begin the search. By the Middle Ages, the search for the philosopher's stone had spread across Europe, from royal palaces to quiet monasteries, from rich nobles to simple scholars. This legend caught everyone's attention. But unlike scientists today, alchemists worked in secret. Their labs were often hidden behind thick stone walls, under castles, inside monasteries, or in lonely workshops far from curious eyes. The room felt hot from the fires burning inside. Glass jars glowed in the firelight. Metal tools sat on wooden tables. Shelves were full of minerals, herbs, salts, and strange powders from faraway lands. Day after day, they mixed things. They heated them. They cooled them. They filtered them. Again and again and again. Most tests failed. Some caused strange reactions. A few led to discoveries that later shaped chemistry. But the biggest secret stayed hidden. Alchemists rarely wrote things plainly. Instead, they hid their knowledge in symbols, mythical creatures, planets, and strange pictures. A lion eating the sun, a snake biting its own tail, a king and queen joined in one jar. To a normal person, these looked like strange art. But to an alchemist, they were instructions. Each symbol stood for a step. Each picture hid an experiment. Each old book protected knowledge from people who only wanted power. Some historians think this secrecy protected real discoveries. Others think it protected spiritual teachings, not science. No one knows for sure. As the mystery grew, stories spread about people who had done what others couldn't. Men with endless wealth. Men who never seemed to grow old. Men rumored to have found the philosopher's stone. Out of all these names, one became the most famous of all. Nicolas Flamel. A man whose story still inspires books, movies, and endless curiosity, even today. But the journey is far from over. The greatest secrets have yet to be revealed. The most famous man ever connected to the philosopher's stone is still waiting to enter our story. The greatest scientific mind in history has yet to begin his own search. And as we continue, the mystery only grows deeper, leading us into legends, hidden manuscripts, remarkable discoveries, and questions that continue to challenge historians and scientists even today. Join me in part 2, where the mystery continues. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into one of history's greatest mysteries, please like, share, and subscribe.